of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
Next up, Russ and I are going to talk about Casablanca in 4K and a bunch of other Blue and 4K releases.
And if you love physical media, movies, and everything of the sort that we enjoy, make sure you subscribe to us, like this video, and play it again, Sam, over and over and over again.
Casablanca, 80th Anniversary Edition, is going to be coming out November the 8th on 4K from WB.
How nice, you remembered.
The ad claims that it achieves the richest, most dynamic image possible, rendering it the most beautiful it's ever been.
Well, I hope so. If not, why are we buying it?
You're not very subtle, but you are effective. I get the point.
You are going to get two options for this. You're going to get a regular edition, which looks like this right here. Honestly, I feel like this is kind of a weird look for Humphrey Bogart. Like, I almost feel like I don't recognize him there. And all the art I've ever seen for this movie, it's like him with this hat on, and he's always kind of looking like a detective or something. Here, it's like you're looking up at him, which usually he's like half in the shadow. He's just like looking off into space. Down here is more the iconic image, but you're getting a regular one, and then you're getting from Zavvi, of course, a deluxe Steelbook edition. And this is actually coming from Zavvi US. So this isn't coming from the UK, so you still have to pay regular ass shipping, but not UK ass shipping. It's coming with a rigid slipcase, 32-page book, 2 posters, art cards, a custom envelope for them all to go in.
Yes, it's very pretty.
It comes to like features. They appear to be the same as the 70th anniversary that came out not that long ago. And what I kind of found funny about that is first disc is the 4K, second disc is the movie on the blue, plus some features. Those features are documentaries, interviews, retrospectives, whatever. That third bonus disc that you're getting, which also came with the 70th anniversary.
It's the soundtrack?
No.
It's literally an entire disc of special features around Warner Brothers history.
I was expecting a soundtrack with modern artists covering Played Against.
You must remember this. A kiss is just a kiss. A sign is just a sign. Yeah, baby.
Oh, you heard the Stevie Wonder one?
I love it.
I love it too.
I love it. But not only does that disc have only WB history on it, Russ, it's got a 5-hour documentary on the rise of Warner Brothers. It's got an 1.5-hour documentary just about the brothers themselves, their personal lives, how they were raised, and so on. It's got another hour documentary just about one of the Warner Brothers, just one of them, a separate documentary. You're talking 8+ hours of Warner Brothers history.
And I think that's badass.
No.
I feel like you're going in a mocking way with this.
I kind of am like, why is there more about Warner Brothers than this movie?
Honestly, that's for a film geek. Why wouldn't you want that?
I mean,
and if
fine,
you're buying
but
Casablanca, you probably are.
why can't
at
I
least
get a
on
5-hour
surface,
documentary on this?
They probably do. What's on the first disc?
Just a couple half-hour, 20-minute things here and there. It's
And
not
I'm
no
sorry,
5-hour
back in-
multi-part.
Dude, 80 years ago, people weren't walking around filming behind the scenes and
Well,
doing
you can have
interviews.
some people come back
and-
now.
What do you want? Bloopers? Like, come
Maybe.
on, dude.
All right, fuck me then. Well,
You just don't love Warner Brothers.
I just think it's funny that they're really giving you a lot about Warner Brothers. So maybe
I
you're
hear
right.
you.
I rescind
I hear
my
you,
comment.
but I think it's cool.
I rescind
hear
my
you.
comments. Are you going to watch a 5-hour documentary on Warner Brothers?
No.
So, in other words, you've bought this already and you haven't told me yet. Did you pre-order this for the Warner Brothers disc, Russ? You bought this for the Warner Brothers documentary.
I was unaware of this documentary
Now-
until you filled me in, and now I'm pre-ordering it because I don't even fucking like Casablanca. I just want to learn about Warner Brothers.
I just saw this movie for the first time like a few years ago and rewatched it not that long ago, and it is a really great movie. It's for anyone that hasn't seen it. I know there's some people I've seen that have commented on here like, oh, it was boring to me, or oh, why is this a classic? But overall, most people are complimentary of it, and they should be because it is
I
excellent.
mean, the people who say that aren't sitting around watching movies from 80 years ago anyway.
And this release looks really good. If you're going the deluxe route, you're getting a lot of the typical stuff, but I think it looks really well done. And to get a hard box for it, plus the steel art looks really good. I think both art here looks really good. Everything's in black and white, and just got the red, font on that. So I think that looks sharp. Are you going to pre-order this one, or are you going to pre-order the regular one?
That one. I'm with you. I like that artwork so much better. But I'm also not offended by this artwork. I think the only time I'm truly offended by artwork is if it was in my lifetime. I think I have a bias about that. Like we discussed Pulp Fiction. I remember when that came out, and I had that poster on my wall as a child. Like, that's iconic to me. If anyone had a problem with this, I'd only pay attention to them if they were, senior citizens.
Sony is jumping into the game. Coming out November 22nd, 4K Ultra HD, the 30th anniversary collection. Just like Columbia Classics, this set contains 11 classic films instead of 6 on 4K Dolby Vision for the first time. You're getting Orlando, The Celluloid Closet, The City of Lost Children, Run Lola Run, SLC Punk, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which, just a side note, has already been put out in 4K, but this is just a Dolby Vision upgrade. The Devil's Backbone, Voltaire. I never know how to say this movie.
Synecdoche.
Say it one more time, Russ.
Synecdoche, New York.
Synecdoche. New York. Still Alice and Call Me By Your Name. All 11 contain previous archival featurettes. A few are receiving new commentaries or features, but not really a ton of new like sort of the Columbia Classics are doing. It is including a collector's booklet, but I will say I like this packaging more than Columbia Classics.
It looks like it can fit on your shelf.
That's why I was going to say it, dude. Yes. You're friggin' A.
Exactly
yes,
what it
exactly.
looks like.
Not only is it kind of badass the way it folds open like that, but it's in a square, so you can put it right on your damn shelf. Not this big-ass book. Just like The Godfather that I've got, and just like the Star Wars 4K collection that I've got, it's like these things don't fit anywhere. They just got to sit and live somewhere else. I want the shit on display, and this does that, and I like that.
Pretty fucking great.
There are some classics in there. I don't want to, but SLC Punk, that's a classic.
I don't know.
It's not. I've seen
It's like
Devil's Backbone
checking
is
all
a
the
classic. Devil's Backbone's a great movie, but I think other people would consider other Del Toro films classics before Devil's Backbone.
What would you pay for a set like this?
$20.
It's 11 movies, all new 4K and Dolby Vision.
And the pack, I could see that like around 99.
No.
It's retailing for $300. Personally, when I look at this list of movies, and I know some of them and some of them I don't, Run Lola Run's a standout, and Devil's Backbone. Those are the only ones that kind of interest me. The reason why I even say Run Lola Run, too, not only because it's a cool movie, but it's one of the few in here that's getting new special features, including a making of and a new commentary track. And I think that would be cool to watch either one if they were sizable. A making of that movie, I think, would be really interesting to see. How they storyboarded it, how they figured out how it was all going to play out, all the different timelines and reversals and whatever. Plus the commentary, listening to the guy like talk it through. So this is a pass for me. This is going to be a hard pass. I'm hoping that one day some of these will see the light of day, like a Run Lola Run with those features. That would be awesome. Yeah. Maybe we'll get that soon. Russ, do you like Christmas? Did you know that WB, good friends at Warner Brothers, not only are they putting out Casablanca, but they're dumping probably not their entire Christmas catalog out this year, but a lot of their Christmas catalog. And you mentioned Christmas Vacation, and sure enough, they're putting that out.
I hope this adds to your enjoyment of the holidays.
And like you said, it's kind of like a Christmas staple. It's like in there is like one of everybody's favorites. I've owned this on Blu-ray before. I always thought the Blu-ray looked really bad. So I don't know, maybe we're going to get some big restoration here. But honestly, and I'm going to say this for most of these films we're about to talk about, I don't know how much better I need these to look, because of just how I grew up with them. These just have a TV vibe for me. You're always just watching them on television. I'm never like sitting down to put this in. The only reason why I even have it is just for like, I'm wrapping presents now, so I'm going to put it on now. Like that's it. When
I watch movies like that in 4K, the ones I've seen billions of times on a tube television, those are the ones that really stand out to me, though.
As being like, wow, what an upgrade.
Yeah, so Christmas Vacation, I'd probably have that experience with. I understand what you're saying. For a title like this, this isn't, if you're some film aficionado or if you have this awesome setup, it's like, let me get the gang together and put on Christmas Vacation and show it off.
We're not sitting down and turning the lights down low to see, is this a reference quality disc? Like, no one cares.
The cover sucks.
Again, this has got iconic art, him getting electrocuted with the lights.
You're right, that him getting electrocuted is iconic and all that. I think it's very rich now that they're throwing the kid, since he's in Big Bang Theory and all, on the cover now.
Oh. Wow, that's a doozy right out of the gate.
Even Juliette Lewis, out of all the actresses who played the Griswold children, they are the most successful, and now they are prominently featured on this cover. I do like how the National Lampoons, though, is the original National Lampoons logo.
It does look
That
nice.
was never like that on the older editions of Christmas Vacation, I believe.
What I thought was kind of funny is Clark looks like he has 11 fingers on this hand. Even though that's not his other hand, that's Rusty's hand. That just kind of look like, if you just like glance at it, it's like, what's going on there? A lot of fingers.
Hallelujah! Holy shit!
A Christmas Story. Also, they're putting out in 4K this year. Again, this doesn't have any news of features, transfers, nothing again. A Christmas staple. Again, I don't know how good I need this to look. I watch this on TV in that 24-hour span that it's on. Again, it's Christmas Eve. We're doing whatever. This just goes on television. Am I sitting down to like present this in 4K? I don't know. Is it worth it? I don't know. Then you got Elf in 4K. No details, whatever. My family loves this.
I feel like this gets released every year.
Now it's in 4K, Russ. Now it's in 4K. I've only seen this once. Like I said, my family loves it. Rest in peace, Jimmy Kahn.
Pretty much everyone I know loves it. And I think it's really solid up until like the halfway point. I think it turns into a stupid action movie at the end. Like they didn't know where to go with the story.
And then the last one, which I feel like I have the most affinity for out of all these, just because from my childhood, is, again, the Christmas Classics special. They're putting them out in 4K in a 3-pack and in individual ones. All of these are coming out on November 1st. I'm a Rudolph fan. This could stay on blue. Personally, like you said, I'm waiting on The Ref, and I'm waiting on Scrooged.
It's never going to happen.
Well, dude, The Ref has only been on DVD.
Well, you know what, kid? Welcome to the real world, where most of the time, things don't go your fucking way.
Just to wrap up, from ViaVision Australia, what seems to be the definitive Dirty Dancing release. Now, Russ, we've talked about Dirty Dancing before, and I also want to say that I saw this for the first time like a week ago. I watched it, and I got to say that I enjoyed it.
I had this soundtrack on vinyl when I was like 5 years old.
I mean, the ending slaps, dude. When that song comes on, Time of Your Life. I'd never seen the ending of the movie. I've only heard the song. And, you know, when it's on, like, whatever, top 40 radio, you're just kind of like, oh, God, this song again. But this is coming out November the 16th from ViaVision. We've talked about their imprint label before. This is just straight up ViaVision. We covered a couple of releases of Dirty Dancing before. Do you remember that one, Russ? We covered it?
I would pick up the one we were just looking at.
Yep.
I'm not going to. I don't need to own it. But I mean, if I was going to, that looked like a cool release.
Not only is this a limited collector's steelbook, but it's lenticular. It's a lenticular steelbook with a nice hard outer box that slides in from the side, which I think is a really nice touch. It's 3 discs, so 4K and 2 blues. The 4K disc seems to be almost exactly probably what was already out before. That was the transfer and everything else. The Blu-ray this time, though, is also getting the 4K restoration, which previously those blues did not.
Who's this hula hana of come on, I wanna hula back.
The third disc is a Blu-ray that comes with a bunch of features that I was not able to find on other releases. It was like tributes to Patrick Swayze, some in memoriams, like multi-angle dance sequences, like the Dirty Dancing concert tour. Now, this thing is limited to 2,000 copies only. And the problem with it, much like the problem that I find with most of this label as well as imprint label, is not just the price of their discs, but also just the shipping. So this itself costs $60 right off the bat, $30 to get it shipped. So like you said, you're not going to buy Dirty Dancing, and I'm not going to buy Dirty Dancing for $90.
No, Daddy.
If this thing was like regular prices, $30, $35 maybe, I'd be tempted to get it.
This movie's so ubiquitous. It's one of those movies like I feel like I do own, even though
in your mind and your heart.
Yeah, it's
always with me.
It's always there.
It's always with
It's fucking always there.
You come from the streets and suddenly you're up here and these women, they are throwing themselves at you and they smell so good.